Welcome back to Mech on the Air. This is Eric, KC9YDC, and I'm going to do a couple videos today. It's a beautiful Sunday out here. We just finished out cutting some of the initial scenes for the lightweight end fed, and next thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how I pack up my IC-705. So I'm not sure when this video is going to get put out, but the idea is you know, what do I bring with me? How do I pack it up when I go into the field? So stick around and we'll get to that next. Alright, so this is my IC-705 Go Bag. Essentially it is a Maxpedition large water bottle bag that has another Maxpedition EDC or gear pouch attached to the outside using some MOLLE webbing. So let me show you what I've got. We'll start here in the front pouch. I've just got an extra malice clip on there, just hanging around doing nothing right now, so you can ignore that. But we'll open this up, and inside I have my 12-volt power cable to go from an Anderson power pole to the 12-volt DC in on the 705. I have a USB-C to micro USB cable. This is what I use for digital modes to go from my Mac to the IC-705. A lot of trouble, and I've read about this and I've had trouble myself with incompletely wired USB cables. You need to make sure that every pin is wired up in here, otherwise you don't get the correct data transfer. So make sure you try that out before you head out to the field with your USB cable. Don't assume it's going to work. And because of that, I actually have a spare. So I carry two of those with me. The relatively small cables, if they get pinched, they can easily break. The connectors can break off, so I carry a spare. I also in here have my mat tuner, my Ic705 V2, and it's been working good for me so far. I've never had it run out of battery. I think the longest POTA I've done is about 3 hours, and it lasted the whole time there. Granted, I'm not changing bands a whole lot, but it works well. There's plenty of reviews out there, so I'm not going to bother doing one right now. The other thing I've got in here are the cable that goes with the tuner. This is the cable that goes from the 705 to the tuner to tell it when to tune up. And really, as far as I can tell, and I don't know how it's wired inside, I can actually probably put a meter on it. That might be an interesting project to do. I don't know if the tip ring and sleeve are the same on both or if they get cross-wired, but it appears to be a standard 3.5 millimeter stereo plug. That'd be an interesting test. Maybe I'll do that. And then again, because they're small and don't weigh much, I've got two different BNC jumper cables to go from the radio to the back of the mat tuner. And that's pretty much all that's in the front of there, and that all fits in the nice front pouch. Moving into the main compartment, actually let's talk about the outside real quick. I keep some D-rings. They're just some cheaper aluminum ones, not for climbing. I use this when I'm hooking up antennas to my throw lines. Clip stuff on and off real easy. I also keep these two bamboo sticks out here, and these are sticks that I actually found when I was out doing an activation. They were just laying on the ground. I use them as tent pegs when I need to. They push into the ground pretty easily because they're small. They're also fibrous and relatively strong, and they're light to carry around. So I just keep them in the MOLLE webbing out here on the outside. I keep two of them just in case I need them, and actually I probably use them on probably half of my trips out to stake down one end of the antenna. If I'm using my Chameleon MCOM, I definitely use these. And like I said, on the other outside, I've got my Maxpedition gear pouch that I've attached on with MOLLE webbing. Inside of it, and actually I got this idea from Chameleon as well. They use plastic rings on a lot of their antennas to mount them and to isolate the antenna wires itself from anything that they're touching. And so what I did, you can use a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch PVC pipe. I used 1/2 inch because that's what I had in my garage, and I just cut a bunch of sections of those, and I keep them around in case I need to hoist this up on one of these D-rings. I can run my antenna wire through it and down if I'm setting up an inverted V or something like that. All right, so I keep these just in the outer pocket. They weigh nothing. If you go out to the outer pocket here, I keep a couple of ferrite cores. I can use those around any feed lines that I've got. In a pinch, they can also be used for a throw weight. I've done that before as well. Got just a couple extra little pieces of wire, a Velcro strip, and in here I've got those two QRP guys end fed half wave antennas that I'm talking about. This one's in 40, the other one is in 20 meters. You don't actually have to have two separate transformers or ununs. You can just have an extra wire and disconnect and reconnect them if you want. For convenience, I find this easy. And there are nice big elastic loops in here to keep them tucked in. So that's all that I've got right now in there. So essentially, in this outer pocket is all antenna stuff. Zip open the top of the water bottle bag. And the first thing you're going to see in here is my microphone cable. I put that right on top. I don't want anything sitting on it. Right? So that's the last thing that goes into the bag when I'm putting stuff away. It just sits right there on the top. The other thing I've got on here is one of the flexible BNC mount antennas for 2 meters and 70 centimeters. It's nice, can fold up. It's got a flexible base on it so that when you put it on the BNC adapter, you can get it to go vertical. Right. So keep that in there as well. And then finally, I keep a tripod. And the tripod is just for mounting the 705 itself. Right now I have it in there without any ears or protectors. It just fits in there real well. I take my tripod, screw it into the 1/4 base, and that's how I use my IC-705 when I'm in the field, and it works great. Very stable. I'll put a link to this. The brand on that tripod is ULANZI. Ulanzi. I'm not sure exactly how you say that, but I think I just picked it up off of Amazon as well. But I'll put a link down below. And then in the very bottom, I keep 2 of the extra 5-volt batteries, so you can run this at 5 watts. And those just sit at the bottom. The radio sits on top of it when you put it in. When I put the actual radio itself into the pouch, I make sure I do it with the BNC connector and the ground connector facing up, just so they don't take a beating, you know, getting smashed onto those batteries in the bottom. And that's it, guys. That's how I transport my IC-705 into the field. I've only been doing it for a few months, but I've really liked this setup so far. If you have any questions, post them below. Make sure you subscribe and click the alarm bell to make sure that you get notifications when I post new videos. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, this is Eric, KC9, YDC, Mac on the Air.